Hi, this is ronMctube. We're playing the Hunter Classic on PC. Today we're on Valdeboes and we're doing a red deer hunting guide for new players in 2020. It's a brand new updated guide. We're going to try it out and see if anything's changed. We're using the 300. We're starting at Chalet du Mont Bleu on VDB. This is the first lodge. We will take a look at Maison de Nuit as well, which is the second lodge. But first of all, let's take a look at the map and show all the new players how to locate red deer on this map. And it's very easy. Basically the river runs straight through the middle of the map. I have got tents in certain locations where red deer are located. These are really good areas. If you haven't got tents, you can just walk up the middle of the river from either end and you will get red deer. But if you have got tents, you will get a lot more red deer just by doing what I'm going to show you now. Right, let's draw on a map. I'm going to show you what we're going to do in this episode. What we're going to do is we're going to walk straight forward from Chalet du Mont Bleu at 11 AM. Where my arrowhead is, often you will get a call from a species of animal. It can be red deer where I'm marking. It also can be fox or roe deer, often in this area. Now, once we've checked that area, you can either carry on and just walk up to the tent, or because you've checked the area, fast travel to where I've marked. Now, if you fast travel to this area, often this will trigger a call in this area from red deer, and that's what we're hoping. Sometimes it won't be red deer, but this area is very popular with red deer. It's all about maximizing your time and effort to get your species. So what I'm showing you now works very well. Right, this is another tent. You could go straight from there to there if you want, but there is no right way of doing this. I'm just showing you some locations and how you could go about it, which does work because I spent many thousands of hours perfecting it. So if you want, you could do the middle, go to there, start from that tent and go back to the middle. There's no right way. Now from the other lodge, the Chalet du Mont Bleu, walk down this road, and then where my arrowhead is, there is some boulders. Now normally about there, when you start walking from 11 AM in the morning, you'll get calls either there or on your left and right, and they will be either red deer or a fox normally. Now if you haven't found your red deer, you can also fast travel from where my arrowhead is straight down to the tent below, and there's a big sort of like watery basin, and it's very good for red deer. You could also start from where I put there and go to that tent. So like I say, it's just a simple setup at these key locations to help new players or even older players to get red deer quite fast and simple. If you haven't got tents, like I said, you can just walk down the middle of the river and you will still get red deer as well. So there's no right or wrong way to do it. I'm doing it with tents and without tents. Right, let's set off. 11 AM in the morning. A lot of people ask, why is 11 AM my starting point? It's mainly because of visual clarity. I'm a sight hunter. I think it's the easiest way to locate animals at this time of day because you've got the best vision. It's just the light and everything is perfect. So that is why we start at 11. I've hunted through the years, nearly 11 years now, and no time to me has made any difference from what I found. So I just plonked on 11, and I've stuck to that for quite a few years because, like I say, there's a visual aspect. Now we might get a call just up here on the right or the left, like I was saying. It's not always going to happen, but a lot of the time it does. You'll just get up here. You can run this bit, don't worry about it. But once you get up to about where this rock is, start crouch walking and get ready for a call. Now if you don't get a call, they might be right in front of you in the water. So just take it careful around it. Get up to about this rock and then start crouch walking. That's all you need to do. A lot of people, if they're new to the game or even old players do this, they will like prone, crawl around. They spend too long moving around the map. Often if animals are in your location, they will call or you'll get some kind of notification or see a track long before you spook them. So I've always adapted myself and I move around quite quickly and then try and locate the animals far easier than, like I say, a lot of people are too careful in the game, and it slows them down, so they won't find as many animals. It doesn't matter if you know the area too much. I do know the area because obviously I'll move around faster because I know the area, so that is a large part of it, having played so long. But you can move around quite quickly. Now there we go, we've got a call. It's a fox, so it's not what we're after. but there might be red deer here anyway, so just check from left to right in this water basin in front of Chalet de Mont Bleu. Only takes a few minutes to get here, but we're just going to have a quick look round. You often get roe deer, red deer, bears and fox in this area. We're not after fox or any of the others, only red deer, so hopefully we'll spot one. It's not about getting trophy red deer today, it's about showing you locations and making it easier for people to get red deer. So we should bag some, but whether we get a big trophy or a rare is a different answer, or different question altogether. How have you been doing this week on Hunt the Classic and Hunt the Colour Wild? Have you had any big trophies, any diamonds, any special rares? Drop that in the comments. Any non-typical deers? I do like to see what you've been up to, what you've been having. Ron's been having a nice few days on Classic, just smashing it out. We are going to be doing lots of videos on Classic and Colour Wild, but I have kind of, in a way, neglected Classic a little bit just recently, but that's only because I've played about 10,000 plus hours to it over 11 years, so you know what I mean, I'm entitled a little break of it, but it's good when you have a little break sometimes like that, because then you come back refreshed, and now I can continue and play it and enjoy myself while doing it. So we're going to be doing lots of videos on this, and Colour Wild still, don't worry about that. So we're ramping up the content, and I'm hopefully going to do a lot of these guides. If you want to see anything in guides, or know anything, drop it in the comments. Now there is our first red deer. It's only a small one, but the key is location. Often it's down to luck. It really is down to luck. It's just about locating animals and then hoping you've got that big one there. Also checking for weighted tracks can be a massive thing. If you find a heavy weighted red deer, or heavy weighted for a lot of species, you want to follow that, and the reason you do that is because you hope that the big animal, the big heavy animal, has got the rack to match it, and that's often how you get the real big trophy ones. So we've had a look around here. I've had a quick look. As you noticed, I didn't spend too long. We've just had a quick glass around, a few minutes max, and we've seen one small red deer. So realistically, there probably isn't, probability wise, many red deer in this location at this minute, so there's no point in spending lots of time searching around this area now. So what we're going to do is we're going to fast travel to this tent in the middle. Now you don't have to, you could walk up the river and visit that location and there will be red deer, but the reason we're going to fast travel to it is because I've sort of checked that area pretty good quite quickly, so I don't see the point in checking around here for another 20-30 minutes. So what we're going to do is fast travel, and it should hopefully trigger a call for a red deer. Often this does happen when you fast travel to tents. There we go, and we've got a red deer male, so that's the reason why we do it, and that's why I'm showing you how to do it. And what is this? So there we go, we've got a better sample there. It's not a monster, it's not a 270, 280, which we hope to get and everyone wants to get, but they're quite rare. But I have shot gold ones from here. I've shot them up to like 280 in this location, won competitions, so it is a very good area, and a lot of the old time players already know this, but a lot of new players won't know this. So it's a good area to put a tent. So what you do is, when you come, you get a call, just give it a call once and just see if anything responds in a few minutes, because often you will get them coming down from the mountains in this kind of area where I'm marking. For those of you who wonder what kind of red deer who are new, you would consider a big trophy red deer. I'd say anything over sort of like 265, 270, but for a start I wouldn't be looking to get anywhere near that. There's a lot of red deer up to like 240s in every probably hunt on both here and Hirschfelden. So that's what you're realistically going to get each hunt, up to about 240, and occasionally you will get like 265 plus. And if you look at every now and again, you'll get a real monster up to 270 plus, and then you hope for that 280. They're the kind of real monsters which you can spend years after, and a lot of us have done that. But that's the kind of real monsters you're after, and they do look absolutely huge when you see them. You'll know straight away as well. You know straight away in your gut that they're that big. Right. So here he is. He's about 200-ish, so he's not too big, but it's a good example of showing you where the red deer are. I'm just going to shoot it with a 300, and then we're going to move on. There we go. 300 is a really good rifle. It's one of the best rifles in the game, if you're new. So definitely check this one out. I normally use the 300 or the bullpup. They're the main guns I use, and then I use the snakebite bow. I've used every weapon. I've done a lot of videos on them, so if you want to check out my videos for literally every weapon just about, there's lots of videos on that. Also, if you want to check out some of Who Cares videos, he covers most of the game as well. Between me and him, we've got about everything covered on the Hunter Classic. He also does the wiki, so check that out. The Hunter Classic wiki is very useful if you're a new player, and also if you just don't know certain things, go give it a look. Right, so there's a red deer. He is 200, so he's not a monster, but will make a nice little pose. Some people was asking how to do third person when you're looking forward, like I do in my videos when I'm talking. You have to do that at a lodge or at a tent, and then you press F2. I know a few people have asked me that recently, so I just thought I'd tell you about that. Right, so we've checked all around there. So as you can see, we visited that area, and then you just fast travel to the tent. All the middle area is very good. So what we'll do now is we're going to check out Maison Dunit. That is the other end of the map. I'm just going to show you how this works. So down the path, we're going to hopefully get a call on the left or right. When we get near the boulders, which is middle of the path, about halfway down where my arrow is now, and then we're going to fast travel to that tent, and hopefully we're going to get some more red deer. When you're recording, you never know what's going to happen, and often it won't work out right. So here we are, Maison Dunit, 11 AM in the morning, same time again. If you want to see any hunting guides for any animals during 2020, drop it in the comments, because I will be revisiting a lot of the areas, places and species, just making sure nothing's changed over the years from the old guides, because obviously some things do change either by design or by bugs. So we're definitely going to check out a lot of the species, or if anyone wants to see anything on any species, know how to hunt them, drop it in the comments, because like I say, I want to make up-to-date guides so we know what works and what doesn't still work. Because obviously you don't want to watch a guide from 2013 and find out that doesn't work, and that is the case with some animals, so that's why we're revisiting and redoing a lot of these videos. Right, let's have a look. So that's where we're going. We're going to fast travel to that area. It's also good for European rabbit around that tent where that pond is. So if you want to see any guides, just drop it in the comments. So hopefully we're going to walk down the path. You can't get any simpler than that, and then we're just going to fast travel to my tent. I'm just marking these locations. Like I said, if you pause the video, you will see exactly where my tents are. But as long as they're in, they don't have to be exactly on that spot, but as long as they're in that sort of area, you will get the same sort of results as I'm getting, so don't worry about that. If you want to see one on Hirschfelden for red deer, I can show you that as well. But today I thought I'd concentrate on Val de Boez, VDB for the red deer, and then we'll see how this pans out. I did do a hunting guide, a brand new one for whitetail on red feather in the last video, so check that out if you're struggling with whitetail, or if you want to know quick tips how to get them. Often there is a fox here, so if you have to fox, that area straight in front of me where I marked that line and around my tent is really good. You often get 2 or 3 foxes in that area. Some people will struggle with those, but that area is very good for finding red fox. There's new people being added to the Hunter Classic team as well, so things are looking up. There's things going to happen, so I look forward to all the new stuff that might happen. Maybe we'll get some fantastic new content. I don't know what exactly is going to happen. We do know that turkeys are getting reworked, and that is a massive thing for a lot of people, because turkeys are very popular in the community for hunting. I love hunting them, but they're getting a rework. I don't know when that's actually going to happen and when it's going to be put in the game, but I do look forward to it all the same. We've been playing with the same one for many years anyway. Like I said, I played for 11 years in March, so you know, I mean, the model is definitely due an update, and a lot of people have asked for it for many years, so it's great that it is actually being done. So where I'm marking here is where you normally get calls when you walk down this path, just so you can't really get this wrong. Either side of there, it could be red deer, it could be a fox, but when you get to sort of this point, you'll know the point where I mean, because there is like 3 really large boulders on the path, and then you're going to fast travel to the tent I marked just below. You don't have to fast travel, you can walk down, but like I said before, the reason you do that is because when you fast travel to the tent, it often triggers a call of an animal in that area. That's why people do it. Right, let's set off on path. 11 AM. Just started. Brings back so many memories of when I first come on here. I was quite surprised because I never thought this kind of reserve would be made for the hunter in the mountains and stuff, because a lot of the other reserves were made was like more forest there, but with the river and the mountains and stuff, and ibex are one of my favourite species to hunt in the Hunter Classic. There's something about them I just like, so it was really a nice surprise when VDB did happen. Right, down the road we go. If you want to see anything in the Hunter Caller Wild as well, drop that in the comments. I will be doing lots more videos on Hunter Caller Wild as ever. Like I say, we're just having a few videos on Classic, get some of these updated, help new players out, because there's been a big influx of new players to the Hunter Classic, and it's free, so make sure you try it out on Steam if you're on the fence or not sure about trying it out. You've got nothing to lose, have you? So you might as well give it a go. It's good to see lots of new people coming to the Hunter Classic, and obviously some people will come to the Hunter Classic and then try out the Hunter Caller Wild, so it's sort of a win-win for the community. We get lots more people joining and we have lots more fun. Also, if you've got a microphone, as I've been saying over the last few weeks, and you play the Hunter Classic, watch out for me, because we will be doing some multiplayer hunts and I'll be asking people to jump in or recording videos with people. We're going to start up the Hunting Friends as well for the Hunter Classic as well for 2020. Continue that on, so you don't have to be any skill, you know what I mean, you could be a brand new player and I will do it with you. As long as you've got a microphone, that's all that matters. It's about having fun when we do the multiplayer videos. It's not about trophy animals, but you never know, we might get some big trophy animals while we're doing it. So here we are at the point I was on about, and we're going to fast travel over to this tent, and hopefully we'll get a call from a red deer when we visit this big water basin. There you go. Red deer male. It can be anywhere in this sort of area, but as you can see, it's sort of a shallow basin near a mountain, but it's really good for red deer. I've had some of my biggest red deer in this area since I played the Hunter Classic. Hirschfelden is good as well, but this basin, I don't know what about it is, you do get some really big ones in this location. People will often ask about what camouflage I'll be wearing or what clothing, and it's often just BNC, Boone and Crockett gear. A lot of people might try the ghillies. If you're new, ghillies have a sound penalty, so sometimes although they look brilliant and you think ghillie suit max concealment, they often have a sound penalty. So it's sort of if you're not moving about, it's great, but obviously you have to move, so it sort of counters itself. So mainly I just wear Boone and Crockett gear, and a lot of other people do as well, so that's a little tip if you're new and you just want to know what to wear camouflage, like clothing wise. So we're just going to check around, because sometimes you call a red deer, don't shoot the first deer you see. It might be the first deer that is the biggest, but always have a look around. Just do a 360 check for a couple of minutes, because if there's anything else in the area, you do like one call. You don't have to spam the caller, just do a call every 30 seconds to 1 minute, and if anything's not called or been seen in the next few minutes, it's probably not in your location. You don't need to spend half an hour prone in the grass calling. Some animals would probably come in that area if you wait that long, but most of the time it's just a waste of time. You're better off moving about and just spending a few minutes in each area, and you'll probably locate more animals in that hunt than you would from slow walking or crouching or proning and staying in areas for like hours at a time. The key is about location and locating animals not as quick as possible, but quicker than just staying prone and hoping something comes. You'll spend a lot of time doing that and end up with probably nothing or not very much. So we know this red deer is coming in. I'm just going to keep calling it. We haven't seen it yet. We're hoping it's a monster. It might not be, but it's not about getting a monster today. It's about location. But it would be nice. Alright, where is he? Because of how the terrain is here, it's quite awkward for the deer to come to me from calling it, and that is another good thing to talk about. When you're in certain areas, you want to try and position yourself so you've got a good vantage point of seeing where animals come from. Try and plan before they come to you, how to get them, where they're going to come from, how would a deer walk to you. you don't want it to see you and not be able to get a shot off. So always think about where you're located when you're trying to call in an animal, because that can be the difference between success and not getting the animal and doing lots of swearies. So there he is. It's about the same as the last one we've seen, about 200-ish. Call him in. Should we get him with a bow, or should we get him with a 300? I'm just looking round. Often you'll get him on that hill when I'm looking now, or just down the river in the main basin. There is a lot of red deer there. Right, come on, let's get you down here. So yeah, as I was saying, if you want to see any guides, any weapons or any species, drop it in the comments. A lot of people do say, oh, could you do an updated this for that, for the elk or something like that. If you want to see anything, drop it in the comments and I'll try and make it happen when I've got a spare second and get it up on YouTube, because I know a lot of people do want to still see videos on the classic, and like I say, I'm trying to get that done for you. Right, let's go over. So not really a hard shot, but like I say, it's about location today and just helping people get what they need to get. So we'll go over and collect this, we'll take a trophy shot, and that will be the end of our guide, because we've covered what we need to cover. It should be quite simple to follow. If it isn't and you want to know anything else, drop in the comments. Obviously certain people might not understand certain things, but if you want to know something, drop it in the comments and I'll try and help you out there. Look at in multiplayer, because I will be dropping in hunts as well. So if you say, is that Ron, is that Ron? Yes, it will be me who's dropping in. I do like doing the multiplayer hunts because it is quite fun. So I hope you enjoyed this red deer hunting guide for 2020 on Val de Boez. I'm ronMctube. Please subscribe to my YouTube channels. I hope you enjoyed the video and thanks for watching. Bye bye.